Well, it's me again. Eventually, I'll get on to that false accuser, that liar false accuser statement that I made. But for right now, I'm going to talk about something else right now. Talk about kids getting bullied in school, okay? Yeah, it happens. Now, a story I read, a girl, I don't know what I'd say, she was in high school, probably about 16. And just about every day for like 6 weeks, during her lunch break at school, small group of kids kind of pick on her a little bit. And that was it. Now, for 6 weeks during her lunch break, small group of kids kind of picked on her a little bit. Okay. So eventually, after 6 weeks, she gets depressed and kills herself. Well, let's see. I saw another one. Well, I don't know the whole story, but I think it was some 8-year-old kid on the X Factor. And somehow they say he got bullied in school. It's like 8-year-old, and he's up on the X Factor stage singing a song, supposedly trying to help people. He's 8 years old, and he says he got bullied in school. Saw another one on the X Factor where the girl must have been about 19, and kids picked on her some in school. Now, the 19-year-old, I believe, got picked on more than the 16-year-old. 19-year-old didn't kill herself, though. All right. What else? And it's getting to where in school, if you snicker at a kid just once, they'll say, oh, you just bullied that person. Then that person has to be put on antidepressants and suicide watch because they got snickered at once. Wow, that must be horrible, somebody just snickering at you one time. Now, someone in church once said, though, that, yeah, there is school bullying going on and kids getting depressed and dying, but on the other hand, the kids are so thin-skinned and glass-jawed they can't take anything. Yeah, that's true. Give a little snicker to somebody, they're instantly furious with you. But they'll do it to you. Now, let's get on to what I've seen in school bullying and false accusing and some lying also. And for the false accusing and lying that's been going on for me for over 42 years now, okay. Well, let's see. My story about school bullying. Starting in Head Start. I remember there was some girl there that'd pick on me. But then, it just got progressively worse every year. I must have had somebody saying something to me at least every 2 minutes. Maybe even more than that, maybe every minute, I don't know. But we'll say like every 2 minutes out of every school day, just about the entire time I was in school. Now that goes for Head Start to 12th grade. Now, some years was worse than that, but the years in school got progressively worse. Now, the 11th grade, that was the absolute worst. 12th grade was a close second. Now, people, for the ones that got criticized once or snickered at once or got picked on just a little bit on their lunch break for 6 weeks, something like that. For anybody has had it just a little bit like that, or one person emotionally abused him for 6 years. One person, well, I'm not talking bad about anyone that got picked on, but one person, you lucked out. Now, of course, it was bad enough, but anyway, now let me get on with what I say here. So, for 6 weeks, someone got picked on a little bit during the lunch break. She really lucked out. Or somebody that you just gets snickered at once. You lucked out. And anyone else out there that thinks they've really been picked on and bullied in high school, can you imagine having a couple of thousand mean things said to you every school year? It's like you get progressively worse from Head Start through 12th grade. Can you imagine that? Well, now in the lower grades, it wasn't a couple thousand every year, but like 200 or 300. But then it kept getting progressively worse every year. To where it's pretty fair to say where I would say people would say a couple thousand mean things to me every year. Every school year. Yeah, they'd spread tales on me, just lie about me. Let's see, Patrick Niekamp, the principal, when me and Chris Miller was in the office, he gave Chris Miller a little speech about, oh, imagine what he goes through. But then he looks at me and says, oh, you must have done something. No, I didn't. I didn't do anything to Chris. Now, people, don't go out looking for Chris Miller. I ain't mad at him anymore. I'm making a point about something here. Well, yeah, Chris Miller seemed like the ringleader of it all. Now, at the 5-year reunion I had, one guy apologized for everything. That was like an unsolicited apology on his part. He just did it. So I got respect for him. But now the guy don't talk to me on Facebook. But anyway. So the people that think they've got bullied in school, yeah, there's like victims of school bullying that go on a shooting rampage and kill people, or they go and kill themselves or whatever. Then they blame their bad behavior on how hard they had it growing up. Now, these same people, they might have got like maybe during the entire course of their school career, maybe 300 mean things said to them, maybe 500. But to those people, can you imagine what it'd be like getting a couple of thousand mean things said to you every school year? No, you can't imagine that. But it happened to me. Now, I can't speak for my brothers and sisters what they've seen, because I know people mess with them too. But right now I'm talking about myself. So, yeah, it was pretty fair to say that there was probably a couple of thousand mean things said to me every school year. Probably at least, I'd say more than 100 a week. So I would say just about what anybody else sees in their entire school career of getting picked on and bullied, I would see that in 1 week where I was at. Oh, yeah. Have a new kid come in school sometimes, they wouldn't know me. I mean, I wouldn't have even met them yet, but all the other kids would convince that person to hate me and start making fun of me. Yeah, how many times have I seen that happen? Huh. So yeah, people in school, nowadays, they think they've had a hard time getting bullied. Oh, but let's see, when I would go home, get home, yeah, I constantly yelled at and made fun of there too. Oh, really? And then, let's see, by a certain uncle of mine, probably lives around Greenville. He hated us the entire time. We were not invited to his wedding when he got married. Neither was Grandma, but she showed up anyway. He's lied about us and hated us and disrespected us for years, but nobody ever says anything about that. Well, let's get back to school bullying. So there it was. A couple of thousand mean things said to me every school year. Kept getting worse every year. Yeah, I remember all that. Oh well. Don't do any good to be mad about it now. But you know, people, even though it was like that, now, also keep in mind, at the graduation ceremony itself, Chris Miller just had to say something. I mean, he just had to say something to make fun of me one last time. Oh, yeah, at the graduation ceremony. Okay. Oh, well. Now, even though I've seen all that stuff, I never went on a shooting rampage. I never threatened to kill myself or kill somebody else just because somebody picked on me in high school. Man, come on, people. And whenever I was out committing sin and during my bad days, I did not blame all that on my hard life growing up. When I was out running around misbehaving, I did it because I wanted to do it. And not because somebody picked on me in school. So, all my bad behavior in the military, and after all that, from end of high school to now, all my bad behavior, that's entirely my fault, nobody else's. But at least I admit to God that I sin and I repent and I try not to do some stuff anymore. Now, of course, there's some stuff I don't do anymore. There's still a couple of bad habits I got to work on. So, and let's see, a certain controversy where I'm not allowed to look at pictures because someone says I falsely accused him of stealing pictures. I'm like, He never once heard those words come out of my mouth accusing him of that, but he assumes I did. So now, none of us are allowed to look at the pictures. But I'm still wondering, what pictures is everybody even talking about? Was never allowed to see. So I get falsely accused by him, but it's all right on his part. But when he falsely accuses me, wait a minute. Now you see, his philosophy is it's wrong for me to falsely accuse him, but it's all right for him to falsely accuse me. That's called being a hypocrite. And if I was harassing somebody, they would know it. So anyway, school bullying. So if you think you've had a hard time in school, a hard life in school, no, you ain't seen anything, you've lucked out. And if you think about going on a shooting rampage, don't blame it on kids at school, blame it on you. It's your fault. Some of those kids in school are totally innocent. And even then, it's like eventually high school comes to an end and you leave. And you can calm down later on. You don't have to go on a shooting rampage. So somebody stays depressed for years upon years on end because somebody snickered at them one time in school. Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's my. Now I ain't told all the details of everything. Now I remember one time sitting in accounting class in high school. There's a kid sitting behind me telling me he committed suicide. Yeah, that happened one time. Ugh. Oh well, forgive him anyway. So, yeah. Kids out there that think they've been picked on and bullied, no, you haven't. The stuff you've seen throughout your entire high school career, I saw that in 1 week. Yeah. So let's see. And high school, no friends. Never went to a party, like birthday party. No, didn't do that. Went to a pizza party at church. I remember that. Let's see. Well, no friends, no parties. Now I got invited to 2 parties, but I didn't get to go to either one of them. Okay. Did not get to go to the. I did not go to prom or homecoming. I kind of chose not to do that. That'd be for obvious reasons for me. Yeah. Okay, so people that want to complain about having a messed up part of their prom, be thankful you even went to a prom. I didn't get that chance. Well, for one thing, if I would have went to prom, I would have just got made fun of. Oh well. So, but yet, people still had the nerve to say, I must have done something, when I didn't do anything. I can remember when going into school one time one morning, and there was 2 kids, as they were bigger than me. One steps in front of me, and just naturally stopped because there was somebody in the way. I don't want to come up behind me, getting me in the sleeper hold. Yeah, about passed out. Okay. Let's see, I got punched in the lip one time. Yeah, right up in here, because some kid decided to have an extreme attitude towards me. And I remember getting punched on the side of the face right there just because, oh well, kid wanted to show off to his friends. I remember I got spit on a couple of times. One guy even spit in my mouth. Yeah, a guy spit in my mouth. And I picked a fight with him. But who wouldn't pick a fight with somebody who just spit in their mouth? Okay. But even through all that, I never went out on a shooting rampage. I never blamed my bad behavior on something in high school. I did my bad behavior because I wanted to do my bad behavior. Oh well, I'm not mad at those guys anymore. It's just pointless to be mad at them. Oh well. So what else? Yeah, let's see. At home, yeah, we get slapped sometimes, yelled at, spanked, made fun of, criticized. Oh yeah, at home. Go to school, get made fun of constantly. Even one time, one school year, I got in a fight the first day of the first 9 weeks. Then I got in a fight the last day of the first 9 weeks. Well, even had a job one time with Wendell's Poultry. That was the worst job I ever had. And I will never work for that company again. But it's like every one of those workers there just hated me, picked on me, picked fights with me. Yeah, they made fun of me and threatened me. And I one time got in 3 fights in one night on that job. Well, of course, I eventually got fired because, well, I was too slow to do the job. Well, I was going slow doing the job, but I was glad when I got fired. Even one time coming back from a chicken house somewhere, I guess it was around Portland, Dave Forkman kept hitting me in the leg with a stick he had, just because he thought it'd be funny. And I grabbed the stick and threw it out the window. Another time he was shoving my head in the window. Just kind of like push on the side of my head, hit it on the window. Yeah, I was mad. One night we got in a fight, and well, I beat him up. Yeah. Oh well, all that's over with. But 3 fights in one night. Yeah, I was kind of forced into it. So, anyone out there thinks they had a hard life? Bullied in high school? No, you don't know what it's like. No. And if you're doing a bunch of bad behavior right now, don't blame your bad behavior on somebody else. Blame it on you. My bad behavior was entirely my fault. Oh well. And I guess I still got Facebook up as I'm making this video here, and I just heard a beep. Somebody made a comment or something happening. Oh well. But anyway, I ought to write a book about that someday. About all the stuff I've seen growing up, high school, at home, and stuff. Yeah. Oh well. So when I say stuff has been going on for me for over 42 years, yeah, it has. A lot of people that's out there, they still got the same attitude. But at least we're not around each other. Oh well. But it's funny how I don't really see anybody from school saying stuff anymore. It's just a lot of people I'm related to. Ain't that? But anyway. Oh well. That's about all I got for now.